Welcome back to Remember the Future in 5. I'm John.
And I'm Sam. Last time you learned about two men in a room in November 1772. We started something that changed the world. But what we are doing right now has that same foundation today worth standing on.
It starts with a bell,
Yes, it starts with a bell.
the Liberty Bell. Philadelphia, first rang in 1752. Sam Adams, my friend, when most people look at that bell, what do they think?
Freedom, America, the Revolution, Independence Hall, all of that.
And they are not wrong.
No, John, they're not wrong. But only half right. Because there's something on that bell that most people today never actually stop to read. There is an inscription that most people assume is just a patriotic slogan.
And Samuel, it is not just a patriotic slogan, is it? When you say just, that means there's more. What do you mean?
It is a scripture from the King James Bible, Leviticus 25 verse 10. Proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof.
A patriotic slogan from the Bible.
From the Bible, sir. Those who wrote it on that bell knew exactly what they were doing. They were saying, this liberty we are fighting for didn't originate in Parliament or a constitution or a political theory. It originated with our Creator, of us and the universe. It was endowed in us, placed there by providence, not merely as a right, but more so as a duty.
Both a right and a duty.
Both. Most people today fail to realize that freedom is not just a right, but also is that duty where the people are told to proclaim it, a biblical, natural law commandment on the Liberty Bell. Leviticus was a book of law, not just suggestions, laws to follow, actions as duty. That changes everything as we think about what we are doing today, proclaiming our liberty as duty.
So that's our basis at Freedomism Press, isn't it?
That's our foundation. The prophet Habakkuk tells us in chapter 2 verse 2, write it down and make it plain on tablets so that those who read it may run. That's our instruction. Write that freedom down, make it plain, so people can act on it immediately. They can run with it.
It says it right here. Our noble cause, Freedomism Press, exists to rekindle the lawful powers of the people by helping citizens remember, restore and reapply moral self-government and constitutional foundations that once gave America her vitality, order and liberty.
That is our noble cause.
Rekindle. That is a specific word.
It is a very specific word, old friend. What does rekindle mean, John?
It means something before was on fire.
The fire went out?
Exactly, but slowly.
Slowly, gradually, over generations. Most people didn't notice until they were shiveringly cold. By the time they noticed, they had forgotten there was ever a fire at all. They thought the cold was just the way things were.
Might those embers still be there to reignite, Sam?
Yes, the embers are still there. That's why rekindle is the right word. You cannot rekindle something that never existed. This fire existed. We have the historical record, several constitutions. We even still have a few remnant local town meetings in New England today. We have Samuel Adams and John Hancock and 120 committees of correspondence that proved it works. The fire was real, and it can be rekindled.
Samuel, my good man, how does this connect to what we're instructing? With this show and with this book?
Here is the logical sequence, starting with ideas inside our hearts, souls, and spirits. With our minds holding convictions, we all write down these unifying beliefs that we can't do without. These become our core values.
And core values, written down, shared among people who care, define a noble cause.
And a noble cause, organized among local people, trained and disciplined to be lawfully applied, becomes a movement, a noble cause that can change the world, a new covenant association. We need to learn again what this is all about.
That's what Samuel Adams did in late 1772.
That's what Adams did, but along with you, John Hancock, the two men in a room. We started with core values, moral self-government convictions about the nature of liberty. Those became a noble cause. That noble cause became committees of correspondence. The rest is history. History that nobody teaches us to use today.
Until now. So we can relearn and do it again.
You're right, John old boy. Until now.
So before we go, let's leave everyone watching here with one question, not complicated, to consider and ponder today.
Here is that one question. When was the last time you realized your liberty is a duty and not just a right?
Freedom not just as privilege nor inheritance, not a right alone, but a duty.
As something you are personally responsible for requiring active participation. Your duty to fulfill. If neglected, it gets lost from you, your neighbours, your children. Do you fully realise freedom is also a duty to preserve, with vigilance, to realise?
That is Remember the Future in 5 for today. I'm John.
And I'm Sam. We'll see you next time for episode 3.
Same 5 minutes.
Another different page.
Remember the future. Bye for now.